Hi guys, I'm here to bring you your This Week at Access video for the week of October 6th to October 10th. First, I do want to just remind you about the bonfire at Jason and Martha's house on Sunday the 12th. Remember, there's a sign-up sheet for that. To see more details about it, you can check out the post on the community page. But if you are interested in going and bringing guests, just make sure you guys sign up. But getting into our workouts for the week, on Monday, we will be doing session number 3, so the start of week 2 of our 20 rep back squat challenge. So you'll do one set of 20 reps, 5 pounds heavier than you did on Friday. So make sure you're logging this in SugarWOD because your coaches can't keep track of what everyone's lifting. They're not going to remember, so make sure you're keeping track of it somehow. So we'll do our one set of 20, and then we're going to do 5 rounds for time of 50-foot single arm overhead walking lunges. So you'll do 25 feet with your left arm overhead and then 25 feet with your right arm overhead. 10 alternating uneven push-ups, so that'll end up being 5 on each arm, but you're going to alternate every time. Remember, we're only moving our hands, we're not moving the dumbbell, we're not moving our feet. And a 200-meter run. And there is going to be a 15-minute time cap on that one. Scaling options for this one, you can scale the weight as needed for the single arm overhead walking lunges. If you're having some trouble doing it single arm overhead, you could hold your weight in the goblet position, or you can do no weight for the walking lunges. And you can scale the uneven push-ups to strict push-ups. So if you aren't able to get your chest and nose to the floor with that extra range of motion because of the dumbbell, but you can do strict push-ups, go ahead and do your strict push-ups, or you can do box push-ups. And you can scale that 200-meter run to a 100-meter run if you need to. Then on Tuesday, we're going to do a 25-minute EMOM, and we're going to do this 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest style, so almost circuit-esque. But minute 1 will be kettlebell swings, minute 2 will be sit-ups, minute 3 will be dumbbell RDLs, minute 4 will be burpees, and minute 5 will be kettlebell plank pull-throughs. There is no RX weight for this one, so choose a weight for the kettlebells and dumbbells that is appropriately challenging for you. Something that you can do unbroken for the full 30 seconds, but is going to be a challenge. Since we have multiple movements, if you need to share equipment with someone, this is the perfect workout to do that. There should be no worries there. On the plank pull-throughs, if you're having a tough time with those, you can do nice, slow, and controlled shoulder taps. Really, a couple things to point out with the RDLs. I want you guys to do these nice, slow, and controlled. You shouldn't be rushing through these. You should feel a nice stretch in the back of the leg. And on your plank pull-throughs, really make sure you're keeping those hips nice and level. So not only should your body be in a nice straight line as you do these, but your hips also shouldn't be twisting. So either slow it down, control the movement more, make a more conscious effort of staying tight, or scale the weight down, or do those shoulder taps so that you really get that core work in. Then on Wednesday, we're going to do push press. We're going to do 3 sets of 10 reps. So last week, hopefully you were able to feel it out. Maybe on your last set, you're like, that wasn't that bad. I'm definitely going to go heavier this week. Or maybe you're like, man, that was appropriately challenging. I'm going to just bump it up 10 pounds. Or maybe you weren't able to get all 12 reps one set, so you're going to stick with that weight. But we're going to do 3 sets of 10. Then we're going to get into an AMRAP 13 of 5 chest to bar pull-ups, 10 alternating gorilla rows, and 10 kettlebell bench press. And we can use dumbbells as needed if we run out of kettlebells. But scaling for this one, you can scale the chest to bar pull-ups to 7 kipping pull-ups, or 7 jumping negative pull-ups, or 10 ring rows. And you can scale the weight as needed. Now, one little thing to keep in mind on this one, on your kettlebell, or if it ends up being dumbbell bench press, remember, we can get a larger range of motion using the kettlebells or the dumbbells than we would with the barbell. So with the bar, we're limited by the bar hitting our chest, but with those dumbbells or kettlebells, we can get a little bit deeper of a stretch. So really try to get a nice stretch in the chest while bodybuilding work in here. Then on Thursday, we're going to do a power snatch EMOM. So every minute on the minute for 10 minutes, you're going to complete 3 power snatches. If you are a beginner athlete, you should be focusing on technique rather than weight. And if you're going to stick with a PVC pipe or an empty bar for this, do 5 reps so you can really get more practice with the movement, kind of locking in that muscle memory. Intermediate and advanced athletes, go ahead and build in weight as long as your technique is solid. These should not be a sloppy 3 reps just for the sake of having the heaviest weight on sugar WOD. You should really be trying to hone in your technique on these movements. Remember, kind of has been the drill with these Olympic lift EMOMs. Your first probably 5 sets are kind of your building and warm-up sets, and then your final 5 are where you kind of get to that heavier working weight. Then after we do that power snatch EMOM, we're going to do a workout called running double. So this is going to be an AMRAP 15. So you're going to complete as many reps as possible in 15 minutes of max unbroken double unders. And every time you have to take a break or you trip up, you break, you're no longer unbroken, you run 400 meters. And your score is the total number of unbroken double unders you're able to accumulate. So maybe set number 1, you're able to get 50 double unders, and then you trip up on number 51, so you got 50, you're going to go run 400 meters. Then you're going to come back in. Maybe on your second set, you're able to get 47, and then you're going to run 400 meters. Scaling for this, you can scale the double unders to single unders. And you can scale that 400-meter run to a 200-meter run if you need to. Then on Friday, we're going to back squat again. So it'll be session number 4 of the 8 sessions. So somehow we're already halfway through. And you're going to do 20 reps on your back squat, 5 pounds heavier than Monday. Then we have a chipper for our workout. So it's going to be 21, 15, 9 reps for time of sumo deadlift high pulls, toes to bar, and push-ups. So you can scale the weight of your kettlebell on the sumo deadlift high pulls. You can scale the toes to bar to knees to elbow, knees to chest, toes to rig, or sit-ups. And you can scale the push-ups to box push-ups. There is not a time cap on this workout, but it should be something that you can move relatively quickly with. You should be picking movements that you're fairly proficient in that allow you to keep moving the whole time. And then Saturday will be a surprise. I'm not going to tell you that. And remember, Sunday, party, Jason and Martha's. You can do the obstacle course beforehand. Remember to sign up. Sign up sheet is on the microwave. If you guys have any questions, you can reach out to accessstrengthtraining@gmail.com. And I hope you guys have a great week of training.